Good morning, Electric Culture of Safety line team. Together we are forming a coalition, a partnership, the safety partnership, grassroots, nationwide. About to finish our third year now, getting ready to go into number 4. We have a lot of folks that have jumped on board over the last 3 years, and in our ECA, Mr. Ken Mackin helped out. He's a safety director for the programs, safety programs of NRECA, and he just did his 084 episode yesterday here in South Carolina at a Live Line Training Center, South Carolina. And we've got ECOS. You can see all the folks that are jumping on board. Get a hold of me and bring your line team over and help our partnership banner here. Bring your logo over, your company. Get on board. You can share the ECOS, all of our Lineman Safety National webinars for no cost at all. Go to electriccultureofsafety.com, click on the resource button, and you'll see all the Lineman Safety National webinars and the ECOS live wire and the shorts. They're all resources for you all to supplement and greater enhance your safety program that you have already within your organization. So get a hold of that. ECOS, Electric Culture of Safety. We also have on LinkedIn and Facebook, Electric Culture of Safety. Those are all resources for you, and there's absolutely no cost. Bierer Meters has been doing this. We started it about, like I said, almost 4 years ago. And it's an opportunity for all of us to come together to ensure that our heroes of light return home safely when their task is done to their family crews. That's what this is all about. So jump on board. Today, I'm going to be sharing our portable power supplies. This is 085, and it's about portable power supplies, and we're going to talk about them. If there's any questions, just send a question there on the chat and email me afterwards if you need to. All the speakers for ECOS, when you get a hold of them, their contact information is on there. You can contact them directly and resource those folks, the greatest consultants and the trainers, safety trainers and technical trainers in the United States are sharing. But real quick, Bierer Meters here in South Carolina, we're made in the USA, family operated and owned company. And here's our brochure. You can go to bierermeters.com, check it out. And the website, you can actually download the PDF of our brochure. It's a really neat brochure. It is a brochure with a lot of QR codes that take you to training videos and a couple safety training videos as well. So make sure you get on Bierer Meters YouTube channel and subscribe. There is approximately, I think there's over 600 videos we have now. Go to playlists, find your particular playlist, and start looking at some of those videos about all of our devices. My brother Joe Bierer, Ryan Bierer, they do a lot of tool training videos, and then we got a lot of safety videos as well that you can go to. A lot of ECOS, Electric Culture of Safety items, and just specific training videos. Then we also have our Bierer USA pamphlet. The Bierer USA pamphlet is a trifold, and every page here describes what we do as a family-owned company to service the utility. Bierer USA. Bierer USA is utility, support, assistance. And this shows you everything we do. Field training, we attend and speak at work methods, tool methods meetings, and we do a lot of presentations around the country, safety meetings as well. All right? Then we have a line worker safety tool competence 4-session workshop that we offer all around the country. We've been training linemen for going on 10 years now, tool safety. And this 4 sessions, the first session is line worker safety tool competence, and this talks about how to use the tools properly. We go over incident prevention. It's very thorough. It talks about proper body position, proper tool position. It's taught in a non-biased manner when you're using voltage detectors, phasing meters, wireless or corded. either one. And then session 2 is talking about your electric reality, as far as how electricity works as a verb between one another as a line crew. And that's really cool. It talks about a lot of soft skills, leadership skills, communication skills, how to connect with each other. And then what we do, we have a nice lunch. Afterwards, we go outside on some live line, maybe some substation, maybe some 3-phase overhead with a 3-phase pad mount nearby with some secondaries on it. And then we'll combine sessions 1 and 2, and we talk about things, and we do live line, and we talk about and we see how the tools react. And we use our tools kind of like what I like to call lineman experiments. You know, you heard of scientists doing experiments. What's really neat is our tools are so accurate that when you learn how to use our tools properly, you can actually take them out in the field and you can start seeing that energized source and the corona, and how your bodies, when you're working, actually couple somewhat, a little bit, with that energized source and that electricity, those electrons that are flowing around. And we compare when you're working safe and when you're working unsafe, the differences of what you see on your body, flowing across your gloves, on your dielectric boots, whatever. So that is an eye-opener. It's always neat to go in session 3 and just everybody starts really connecting and they start seeing their electric reality out in the field. And then session 4 is going to be, it's called Energy Wheel Reinvented. So we came up with this energy wheel about a year ago. Grab a hold of it, go to playlist, Energy Wheel Reinvented playlist. You'll see version 1. Version 2, I just finished the edits yesterday, and it's going to print, and we're going to build them. And they'll be ready for your line crews to have in your hands. The 2.0, Energy Wheel 2.0 will be ready for your line crews in another month, January 2026. Have a lot of interest. Folks are already getting on board and waiting for theirs. Basically, they're around $10 each plus shipping, which is our cost. Okay, we're not making, it's nonprofit, we're not making a dime, and you can take these. The Energy Wheel Reinvented actually shows you how to create a line team. It gives you all the instructions, outline, how to do it. It talks about the 10 energies that can cause harm. For the last 50 years, that's what we've been hearing, the 10 energies that can cause harm. And by looking at the energy wheel, it helps crews stay 43% safer just by being situationally aware of what's around you. But one energy, one portion has been left out for 50 years, and that's people. People can cause harm too. Your own folks on your crews can actually cause harm. And we go over what those key elements could be. What do they look like? What do they sound like? So then side 2 of the Energy Wheel Reinvented, we talk about how to form a team. And it's all positive, good things, things that can help you, which is your people. So anyways, get a hold of those things. Get a hold of Bierer Meters. Contact us, customer service _ bierermeters.com. Call us 803-786-4839. Just get a hold of us, ask questions. We'll help you out and we'll assist you. So the portable power supplies, Bierer Meters recommends that you perform a dead live test before you use your testers. We're going to use them on a live known voltage source so that when you go to that conductor, you're going to verify if that conductor is indeed energized or de-energized. So we want to make sure that your tools are working out in the field. So we have 3 power supplies, and the applications of each 3 are a little different from one another. So make sure that your specific tool, your device that you'll be using out in the field, are matched up to the capabilities of one of these 3 power supplies. And you can purchase these separate, or you can include them in a kit. These power supplies do work on Bierer Meters devices. They also work on other manufacturers' devices. So they're a great safety device that you must add into your voltage detector. So let's go over those one at a time here. So first, what we're going to show you is we have our handheld power supply. Our handheld power supply is simply a push button device, and when the light goes green, that means it's energized. All the power supplies are low power, so low current devices, and they're high frequency. So the potential's there, but it's super low power and they're extremely safe devices. So if that light right there was red, we would change the battery. So we're going to test the battery first right there. If the battery was low, what we would do is simply take off this rubber boot. It's a little protective rubber boot. And the 9-volt battery is enclosed right there. Change it out, snap it back in, return it into its rubber boot, and you are set. Now, this is the older handheld power supply, several years old now. So we're going to use it for some training, today. But in about 2 months, we will have a new version. We're always trying to improve our tools constantly, making them better for you all. And the new version, it has a different switch. The switch is, again, it's a push button, but you can see a light, the red light. So it's a little more robust, and this will be ready, I would say, the end of the first quarter of 2026. All right, so keep that in mind. So the handheld power supply, this tool is going to be used for your single point devices, your single point voltage detectors. So this is the good one just for those. The 3 kV power supply, you can use it for your single point devices. It has a 18-volt battery. That's where it sources right here, Milwaukee or Makita. It's got an 18-volt battery that's into the platform. So these are our newer versions. We used to use a 6-volt lantern battery, but now we have the 18-volt platform. All right? And these are going to be better for your corded devices. Some folks, utilities and contractors, still purchase these with their single point devices. I think a lot of that is due to the fact that they probably don't know about our handheld power supply. Much smaller, easier to use. It fits right in your box of your single point devices rather easily. So, but the 3 kV power supply is great for corded devices. That's what we recommend right here. And you simply put in the 18-volt battery. After checking it, of course, make sure you got at least 2 bars. Here we have 4. All right. And then when you are ready to use it, you simply lift up the switch here, the protecting part, and then you turn on the switch. And then when you press down on that plunger, that's when it's energized. So I can turn this on, and that plunger is not energized, it's not pushed down, but the green light's on. So it's ready to go. We're going to turn it back off. We'll go to our dual phase power supply. The dual phase power supply is a really neat device that we designed for the our wireless PD800W wireless phasing voltmeter. Is specifically designed to test both, check this out, both the ability of the PD800W to phase, and then also this is designed to make sure that your PD800W is working when you use it as a measure for voltage. All right, so it does both. This is a great, so when you use this device, because it's a dual phase power supply, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure when you turn it on, when you actually have your tools press down on those plungers, both become energized, dual phase. All right, then of course we're going to check our battery before we use it, just to make sure we got 4 bars. But if it was down to 2, it would still be fine. But after that use, you'd want to go ahead and charge that battery up. Okay. all the dual phase, the 3 kV power supply, and the handheld power supply, they all have operating instructions that come with each one. Very easy to use, very easy to read. All right. If you have the kit where the power supplies are with the kit, the operating instructions of each device include how to use those power supplies and to test, but these separate operating instructions will also be included into the kits. All right. Any questions thus far? Everybody doing good? Okay. Let us know if you have any questions. We're going to start here with our handheld power supply, and we recommend that you use rubber gloves. I'm going to use leather just because so you guys can see the screen. Again, this is low power. The handheld power supply, it's actually safe enough. The voltage is about 800 volts, but again, it's very low current. If you touched it on your skin, you wouldn't really feel anything. You might a little bit if your skin was wet. I'm not sure. I haven't even tried it. I'm not going to. But on dry skin, you're not going to feel anything. But it's a great tool. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a single point device. We're going to perform our live dead live test. So if you are out in the field, let's say a storm restoration, let's say you're at an outage and you don't have a live known voltage source to perform a live dead live test, you don't have a live known voltage source. So the handheld power supply on your single point device, perfect, because you bring it with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our tool and we're going to put it in URD, underground residential distribution. And the reason why is because we're telling the tool we're close to the ground plane. And we are. I'm a ground plane. So we're telling the tool it's going to read a little high because my body is close by. The ground is close by, so it's going to read a little on the high side. So we're going to test the battery, 8.9 volts. You all see that? Good? Okay. So the tool's got good battery. If it was 7 volts, 7.2, 7 volts, I'd change out the battery. But the battery's healthy. We got it in URD, and we're simply going to take our power supply, and we got our green light. We already tested the battery. And we're going to make contact right there. It's reading a little high. So we know that the tool's working properly. So we always perform a live dead live. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and de-energize that conductor. So you're going to go to that conductor and make direct contact. You're going to make direct contact, which is super important. If you are working with a lot of capacitance, you've got a lot of coupling capacitance, a lot of induction flowing around you everywhere, Bierer Meters recommends that you always use direct contact tools. This is one of the biggest things that we see out in the field, that a lot of folks still are using non-contact voltage indicators. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to use direct contact. We do not want that tool to give you a false positive, a false negative. If you're on an underbuild, you're in a substation, you got a lot of conductors close by, don't use the non-contact tools. Thankfully, folks are making the change. Right on. So we know the tool is working on a live known voltage source. Maybe that was a conductor, not a handheld power supply. I prefer a live conductor personally, and the reason why is because I can verify that the tool is in calibration or not. Okay? So it's really important to test it first on a live known voltage source. Then we go to that line, that conductor, we make contact. And as you can see, that conductor is de-energized. So there is no backfeed, there's no induction, and there's no system voltage. So what you're going to do is verify the tool is telling you the truth. So now we're going to do another live test. We have our handheld power supply. We make contact. There we go. So the tool's telling us the truth. All right? So these are the steps that we want you to remember. Here's the steps. And a lot of utilities, a lot of contractors are going to this nowadays. And what it is we're going to go live, right? We're going to test. We're going to de-energize, right? Then we're going to test. Then we're going to test the tester. Then we're going to go ahead and ground. All right? Once we do that, we got our lockout, tag out. We got our clearance now. Perfect. So we always want to do those steps. We're going to test, open, test, test the tester, ground every single time. All right, folks? It's awesome. It's much safer. Now, for some of you out there, I want to talk to you a little bit. This is so important. Here's a little safety message. I hear a lot of stories of apprentices, 35-year-old journeyman linemen get complacent. Apprentices, they're just trying to prove themselves to those around them, the peers around them. And a lot of apprentices, a lot of journeymen, a lot of folks tell someone, maybe the supervisor tells, yeah, it's de-energized. Well, where's the open? Can you see it? Is it around the corner? Is it around the hill? Is it behind the tree, the open? Let's say it's open. How do you know there's not a transmission line over here that you can't see? Just because a switch is open, don't be telling your team, your line team, go ahead, it's good. No. We want you to test. Is there induction on that line that needs to be bled off? Is there backfeed? We always want you to test every single time. We do not want anybody to say, oh, it's good. I checked it. They called in. The switch is open. We're good. Always test the conductor every single time. Okay? All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our 3 kV power supply. We got our battery. We know that the battery is good, 4 bars. Plug it in, and we're going to go ahead and turn that on. Now you see that plunger is up, so it's not energized yet. The light's green. Battery's good, light's green, tool's ready to be used. Let's check it out. 3 kV power supply. Remember, these are we recommend for all your corded devices. We have our ground plane and we have our hot phase right here. Okay. We're going to take our PD25 and we're going to take the PD25 because that's a 3 kV power supply. We're going to go up here to 20 kV. 2 kV would be an overload. We'll see a number 1 on the screen if it was overload because it's higher than the 2 kV position. Doesn't hurt the tool if it's overloaded. The tool's just telling you your positioning is incorrect. So check your setting. So we have it on 20 kV. And we're going to go. It doesn't matter if you have the meter, on the plunger, the hot phase, or the ground. Either way. So we got, and I like to test. So close to 3,000 volts. And notice how I'm testing using the accessories on the cone tip. Got a hook probe, and we have a straight probe. The reason why I test with accessories is because in just a moment, we're going to be using these tools on a hot phase. And when we use these tools, we always use the proper accessory. Do not just use cone tips. So basically, we're learning muscle memory. I like to call it muscle memory. You can call it brain memory, but I call it muscle memory because that's easier to understand. We always want to use the proper accessories. A lot of times when I travel doing training, I get to a utility or a contractor, and in their barn, their tools, they don't have the proper accessories. Well, just call us, order them. We also have the bushing adapter right here. If you're going on some hot bushings, some feed-throughs, things like that, get a bushing adapter. So, the corded device, 3 kV power supply works every time. Live, dead live test. We're ready to roll. We're going to turn this tool off. Then we're going to show you some dual phase power supply right here. Again, we did test our battery already. We know it works great. And we have 2 phases. That's the 2 plungers. We're going to go ahead, put in our battery. We're going to turn this on. Got a safety switch and then the switch. And then you see the green light. We're ready to roll. Now, if you push these plungers down with your bare hands, you're going to feel something. You're not going to be happy, but you'll be fine. You won't do it again, I guarantee you, but it's safe. Then we're going to take our PD800W, our wireless phasing voltmeter, and we tested the batteries on these. They're good. We're going to take the tool and we're going to put it in DEG for degrees. In DEG, the tool specifically looks at the phase angle. So we're going to make sure the tool's working properly on a live voltage source looking at phase angle. Because we're going to do some phasing here today. And again, it doesn't matter if you got the reference probe here on which plunger or the meter probe on which plunger. So we're going to go to our power source, our 2-phase power source. And we're close to 180. We're a little bit above 180 here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch tools. We had a little over 180. We should see a little under 180 this time. Switch our source. And we get about 180. So now we know our tool's working properly. Looking at the phase angle on a live known voltage source. Now what we're going to do is we're going to verify it's working properly looking at potential. So you're going to go to URD on both tools, and you can test one tool at a time or together. Let's test one tool at a time. You got your reference probe, and you should see a white light. Okay? And it's hot or not. It's just telling you that the tool's working properly. As a hot or not tool, that this conductor is energized and the tool's working properly as a reference probe. Then we take our meter probe. It's in URD as well, so it's looking at only potential. About 1.6, about 1600 volts. There you go. So they're both working perfectly as potential. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, keep them in URD, and we're going to use both of them. And we're going to look at that. Now your number should jump up. Again, we have 2 phases here. Your number should jump up. There you go. Close to 7 kV. Now because I'm holding these in my hand, I got gloves on. It's looking at the ground plane. It's going to read a little higher than normal. Any questions at all? Everybody understand? Pretty simple to use. So dual phase power supply specifically is going to be used to test the PD800W wireless phasing voltmeter, both the meter probe and the reference probe. And they're ready to go. So that's your live test. Whenever you use these tools, after you use them and you're looking at de-energization, make sure you always do that next live test every single time. Every time. It's good, again, muscle memory. It's good brain memory. All right? Always watch each other and train each other to do these things and watch out for these things and remind each other, because a lot of times we get out there in the field and we like to go fast. We like to get her done. And the thing is that is complacency, and it's not okay. Go through all the steps. Always remind each other to go through the steps. It's fine. That's what we do. We're a line team. And I hope everybody enjoyed this presentation. Portable power supplies, great tools, and a must-have in the field. Thank you very much. Take care all.